I call this October 4th work session of the Oconee County Board of Education to order. First thing we need is a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Mr. Burgess?
Second.
Second, Ms. Parrish. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Next, we have our Superintendents Report. Dr. Branch?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, board members. Just a few brief things tonight. First off, I want to thank you for giving so much of your time last week with both our Board of Commission, Board of Education joint session that was conducted, followed by the Teacher of the Year celebration. Your presence there meant a lot to our leaders and a lot to our teachers, and just appreciate the amount of time and interest that you had in that. A couple of things wanted to point out. It is National Principals Month, so we want to celebrate all our great principals that are with us and do an outstanding job all the time supporting our schools and our students. We also had a chance to celebrate National Custodians Day in the last few days here, and that's been done differently at different schools, but I know those custodians have been recognized, and we all recognize here what a tremendous job they do and outstanding work they do, and so just wanted to echo that appreciation from my seat. I know that you share that appreciation as well. And since we last came together, and you probably have seen these on social media, but we had the distinction of High Shoals Elementary School being named the 2021 National Blue Ribbon School, and that is the most prestigious honor given to our K-12 schools from a Department of Education, and United States Department of Education. We've also been ranked by both Niche and School Digger now. They've released their most recent updates, and Oconee County Schools is the #1 county school system in Georgia for both of those ranking systems. So again, want to commend our leaders and our teachers and all of our support staff, community and students that help make the schools and the school system what it is, and appreciate everybody's hard work, especially as we work and continue to see these accolades and achievements in the midst of the pandemic, which we all know we're still working through. So the last thing I have is College Success Gold Award, which really talks about what our graduates do once they depart and the success that they have, and that's North Oconee and Oconee County High School are both recognized for that, and want to celebrate those awards as well, and really the students and staff behind those outstanding achievements. So that's Superintendent's Report, unless there are any questions.
Thank you, Dr. Branch. Next, we have presentations and discussions. First, we have our Teaching and Learning Report, Dr. Claire Buck. Welcome.
Thank you and good evening. The October 2021 Teaching and Learning Report contains one item of information and one action item for the October 18th regular session of the board. The first item of information is an update on the 2021 SAT results. I just want to point out, as I did when we were reviewing the milestones results, that it is important that these results are interpreted in the context of the COVID-19 pandemic and associated learning disruptions. The first chart that you see before you illustrates that Oconee County Schools earned a mean SAT composite score of 1133. I want to point out that this is well above the state score of 1077 and the national mean score of 1038. Additionally, Oconee County Schools is ranked 5th in the state among county school systems and is the only system in the Northeast Georgia RESA that is ranked in the top 10. The second chart on page 2 of the Teaching and Learning Board report shows the number of Oconee County Schools test takers from the class of 2021. And as you can see here, the number testing is a little bit lower than the previous year. There are some things that this could be attributed to as a result of the impacts of the pandemic. There were cancellations of some of the test registrations, some of the test centers closed, and As you may recall, there was also a temporary waiver of the SAT, ACT score requirements for the University System of Georgia admissions. The third chart in the Teaching and Learning Report displays the rankings for the top 10 districts in the state of Georgia. And there you see Oconee County, and I just want to congratulate our students, our parents, our teachers, and administrators for these results during the unprecedented year. The action item for the October 18th Board of Education meeting is the purchase of student Chromebooks. We did post a request for proposal on August 20th, and that closed on September 16th. These devices will be used for new students as well as for loaner devices as others are needing to be repaired. We did receive, as you can see on the bid tabulation before you, we received 12 responses. Virtucom is the low bidder that met all specifications in the RFP, and therefore the superintendent's recommendation is for the board to approve purchasing these devices from Virtucom at the October 18th Board of Education meeting in the amount of $357,408, and these Chromebooks for students will be purchased with ESSER funds. And that concludes the Teaching and Learning Report unless there are questions.
Do you know how many Chromebooks this includes? I mean, this is for
876, I believe.
you said that's just for new students and loaners, or does this include some replacements?
And some replacements
Okay.
along the way as well.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Next report is operations. Mr. Brock Toole.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. The Oconee County Schools Operation Division October Board of Education report contains 3 items of information and 2 action items for the October 18th Board of Education meeting. Our first item of information is our energy report, and the August energy report shows an on-trend increase in usage over July. Our second item of information is our lead custodian meeting, and the September lead custodian meeting was held Thursday, September 9th, and was hosted by the team at Malcolm Bridge Elementary School. Our custodial teams are to be commended for the rigorous work ensuring that our schools are clean for health. And as Dr. Branch said earlier, we're celebrating them due to their special day. Our third item of information is our construction report, and we'll ask Freddie Richardson to come up and go over that.
Good evening. The great weather we've had this past couple of weeks has been a big asset to us on all the projects. We really saw a lot of progress. Collin Ferry is most notable. They managed last week before the weather turned bad again today to get the plumbing and the electrical roughed in preparation for pouring the slab. The weather again is a challenge for us, and we're looking forward to getting that slab poured so we have a hard surface to work off of and can grow the building. Next. High Shoals. We've issued a notice to proceed to Amaker Brothers, so they're ready to begin. They're in the submittal process and procuring the items for construction. As you can see in the photograph, we've been working hard to prep to pave the track at the playfield. The base is in, and we're waiting for clearer weather at the end of the week. Hopefully to go ahead and get the paving done, and we'll be ready to open that for use once we start construction on the school. North Oconee hitting facility, the structure is in place, the skin is on. We're waiting on a few trim pieces to arrive, but for the most part, we're just about finished with that project. Lastly, the tennis courts at Oconee High are finished. As you can see from the picture, they look fantastic. They have moved to North Oconee. Of course, the rain is presenting a challenge for us there. They are taking advantage of the time to do some pressure washing, but so far at North Oconee, they've repaired a lot of the cracks and they put the glue down on 8 of the 10 courts. So they've been moving forward as well. And I believe that's everything. Any questions for me?
Anyone?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fred. Last two is our action items, and the first action item is our surplus vehicles. And the superintendent's recommendation is for the Board of Education to approve the following surplus vehicles as a 2005 International bus. The second action item is our capital outlay project application. And it's the superintendent's recommendations for the Board of Education to approve the FY23 capital outlay project application. That's for work to be performed next summer. Any questions? Yes, sir.
This is obviously a little bit higher than what we have been talking about a couple months ago. Can you talk a little bit about what now is
Yes, sir.
added to this and included in this that we didn't have before?
Yes, sir. We learned there's a need, and we're eligible for state capital outlay funds for roofs. So we're going to be doing both renovations and modifications at the primary school, the elementary school, that is Oconee Elementary School, and Oconee County High School, which will be roof work at all three schools as well.
So this gives us the ability to capture state money that's available for those projects.
Yes, sir.
While we're doing the other work as well.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else?
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Next, we have student services. Dr. Liddell.
Good evening, everybody. The Oconee County Schools Student Services Report for October 4th contains 2 items of information and 2 action items for our October 18th Board of Education meeting. The first item of information is a COVID-19 update. Pleased to report that the rolling average in Oconee County overall, as reported by DPH, has fallen to 11.9. The vaccine rate in Oconee County is currently 57% of residents are fully vaccinated, and 61% of residents have at least one dose. The 12 to 14 vaccine rate for one dose, at least one dose, is 23.5, and the 15 to 19 rate for at least one dose is 54.6. Also like to update you on the booster shots that are now available. The Georgia Department of Public Health is currently recommending that people aged ages 18 to 64 who are at increased risk for COVID-19 exposure and transmission because of occupational or institutional setting may receive a booster shot of Pfizer, which is what most of our staff receive through our partnership with Piedmont Athens Regional. So staff who did receive through that partnership are now eligible for booster shots. We're also partnering with the Oconee County Health Department to deliver flu shots at all of our schools over the next few weeks. So what we've done is partnered with Piedmont Athens Regional, the Oconee Health Campus, as well as the Health Department to make those booster doses available to all of our staff over the next few weeks. So the way that'll look is when the Health Department arrives at each school to provide those flu vaccines, they will also have doses of that Pfizer available for any staff member that may choose to get that. They will also be accepting walk-ins from any school staff from here moving forward if they choose at a later date to get those booster doses. And the Oconee Health Campus is also taking appointments to administer those booster doses if a staff member would like to make an appointment to go back to the same facility that they went to originally. So I can't say enough about those partnerships. I think it's a great example of our community really working closely with us and wrapping their arms around us to get our staff access to the best tools that they have available if they choose to do that. The second item of information is our school nutrition update. Again, pleased to report that our participation is increased by over 19% when compared to last September. There's 2 action items. The first one is the North Oconee field trip for boys basketball. They'd like to go to Hoover, Alabama on December 27th to compete in the tournament. And then the second is the North Oconee field trip for their band to travel to Orlando, Florida on March 30th of 2022. And the superintendent's recommendation is to approve both trips as presented. And that concludes the student services report. I'm happy to answer any questions that you all may have.
Any questions?
No.
Thank you. Next presentation is communications. Ms. Anissa Jimenez.
Good evening. The Communications Board Report has one informational item, and it's our monthly highlights video. If someone would please get the lights. Oh!
Keeping us in the dark.
There you go.
And as you all know, behind every one of those images or graphics is a lot of hard work. And so just want to commend all of the work that happens in our schools, the teaching and learning, and the leadership that happens each and every day. And that concludes my report unless there are any questions.
Any questions? Thank you. I'd like to thank all of the staff. I believe we have a fall break coming up this weekend, is that correct?
Students have Friday and Monday, and staff has Monday. Yes,
I hope y'all get to enjoy it. Next, we have a need to go into executive session and we need a motion.
I make a motion that the board will adjourn to executive session to discuss or deliberate upon personnel matters as described on the affidavit to be attached to the minutes.
Second.
Second, Mr. Ransom, all in favor? Passes 5-0.